What's going on, buddy? How's
What's up,
everything?
Big Max? How you doing, brother?
I'm just doing it like it's probably wrong, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Another day, another dollar in debt.
Saying, I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, the world's been kind of upside down right now.
Idaho's been very, very intense, man. Been very intense.
You know, maybe we should reach out to Susie and see what in the heck's going on and see what her feel is about all the stuff that's going on.
The stuff in the world has definitely been ramped up, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you noticed that time just seems to be just zipping by?
It's crazy, isn't it? It's
I
crazy.
swear, I just paid my mortgage a week ago, and I've got to pay it again, and it's just nuts. Man. I mean, literally, I don't even think I get to enjoy my mortgage before I got to pay for it again.
We were walking through, I think it was Home Depot or something like that, and they had those big animatronic. It was a big animatronic. No, I take that back. It was Costco. And it was a big animatronic Frankenstein. And I remember thinking, I asked Muddy, I go, man, didn't we just leave October? And I know retailers have to break their stuff out early, but I mean, gosh, it's
August. They've got it up again. They got them up and selling. We went through there and they've got. Have you noticed that they're starting to sell like the big animatronics, like you're saying, for every single season now?
Hi, Sherry Kavar.
Yeah, they got the Halloween ones. They got just about everything.
Oh, heck yeah.
Which is awesome. I mean, some people are having difficulty buying food, but yeah, I mean, if you could afford an animatronic, that'd be awesome, especially if you hold a piece of chicken around to kind of.
Heck yeah, I'm down. I'm down. Yeah, so that kind of stuff always makes me laugh. Mud Lover, she loves those animatronics. She loves to decorate, and we see that cool stuff, and I know that she would just love to buy it. And you just get to a point where we have so much stuff, and so we'd have to go start and get rid of stuff so Mud Lover can buy more stuff. And I'm cool with that. I'm an enabler.
I know Pumpkin Girl. We had at one time I think it was like 12 Christmas trees up in the house. We had 3 or 4 in the living room. We had 1 in the restroom, which I mean, it kind of made the experience a little better. And we had 1 in the bedroom and 1 in the spare bedroom. I mean, literally, it looked like Santa Claus puked in our house, and it was. I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't like it. I mean, I am a Christmas kind of guy. I love Christmas. So it was a wonderful thing. I'm waiting for Pumpkin Girl to. Well, she's already. I think we have like 10 trees already put in storage, waiting for Christmas in our new home, and it's
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mud Lover has a Christmas tree here in the front room, and she decorates it for all of the every day.
Every season.
4th of July or Halloween, or she just loves to decorate that stuff, and she keeps stuff on it year round, which is cool. But she will decorate it for every special day. So I think it's kind of cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. I would never stand in the way of Pumpkin Girl decorating. I know she even made me my own personal Christmas tree, which was awesome. Which thank you, Pumpkin Girl, for that. It was a red truck. Yeah, and yeah, she's thoughtful.
Cool. What's funny is we talk about the holidays, the happy holidays and stuff like that, and you always think that there's somebody out there that's just not right, and whatever they're going through. Please, if you're going through something, find somebody to talk to. You know, it's that kind of stuff. And kind of alluding to that, you know, we just had that shooting here up by you guys.
Yeah, in
up
Twin
in
Falls.
Twin.
Yeah. We were looking at, and Pumpkin Girl and I were talking about the shooter, and you know, you really don't know what's going through people's heads. And this is why I'm saying, you know, treat your fellow man, treat your neighbor with kindness and love, because you don't know if he's going to be the next one falling off his rocker and shooting people up. And I look, and I really send a prayer out to to the, you know, all the victims, of course, and
oh, absolutely,
especially that young man's parents, man. That's got to be a really mind trip to be going through. To think, yes, if that were to happen to me, I hope somebody were to take out the shooter, and then it being your loved one or your son or you know what I mean. And it's like that has to be some severe mental games there. So yeah, definitely, if anybody out there is suffering any type of mental health delusions or feelings, please reach out to the website here. I'll be happy to refer you to behavioral health, mental health, whatever you may need. Yeah.
You know, you're right. And how many times do we see people that are passing by or whatever, you know, and everybody's going through something, because we all are. Yeah. But at what point do you just go, well, screw it, I'm going to go get my AR and I'm just going to go shoot this place up? I don't understand that thought process.
Yeah.
You know, because if you're in that position to where you take your own out, and if you want to take your own out, that's, I mean, again, I don't understand it.
Yeah. It's a hard thing to even try to fathom, you know. But,
you know, and it's like you said, you know, Idaho is a constitutional carry state, and you know, I don't, as a rule, I don't carry my weapon a lot. I just don't. I carry a less lethal, and you know, Mud Lover does a lot of traveling. She carries her less lethal, or you know, a can of wasp spray or whatever. But it's, you know, as Joe Schmuckatelli, you know, it's, you know, gosh, thank God that guy was there and they were able to do something. They pushed him back away from everybody. But yeah, I know I could do it. I just don't want to be put in that situation.
I thank God that I've never been put in a situation like that.
Yeah.
You know, especially with loved ones near you, your wife, your children, or anything like that. Heck. So my hat's off to the Patriot who got out and fired his weapon, the off-duty officer who was, you know, shot as well when he was off duty. And yeah, I think it would be appropriate to give him a moment of silence for those who passed away. Yeah, so a prayer said, silent prayers to all the family members, and
yeah, nothing I want to go through. Anyway, let's take this up a notch. Let's go somewhere else. So we look. There you go. That's a quokka.
Oh, wait. Aren't those the ones that if a predator comes near them, they throw their babies at them?
Oh, I don't know.
I think
God,
they are. I think they are. They're beautiful little animals. God. Yeah. That's.
That a smile. Hey, Muddy, bring that picture back up again, please. Look at that guy's smile.
Oh man. That.
Oh,
yeah, I wouldn't have a Cheeto left in my possession if it came out.
Oh, you kidding?
No, nothing at all.
All right, Muddy. Thank you. But yeah, it's that. So that kind of lightened our day a little bit, and that's cool. So let's take a huge step backwards. We've talked about the 70s, because we both grew up in the 70s. And yes. I'm looking through stuff. So if I say the word cult, what does cult mean to you?
Cult? Besides the band Blue Oyster Cult,
right?
Colt 45.
There you go.
I would think that it would be a made up. Well, I wouldn't even say made up religion. A religion that is not following the, I guess, Christian norms.
Okay, I'm down for that. Yeah. But what about cult? So you nailed the cult following, right? It's a following aspect. So I looked up some of the most interesting cult movies from the 1970s.
Oh, gotcha.
And I'm going to start at the bottom. Now, some of these I never saw, and some of these I've seen way too many times. So I think I'm part of the cult following. But number 10, Harold and Maude. Never saw that movie. I don't know what it is. It is a dark romantic comedy about an unusual life-affirming bond. I have no idea. And that was in 71. 77. Have you seen it?
I think I've seen Harold and Maude, bro.
Oh my gosh. No, I never saw that one, pal. I was more Bugs Bunny cartoons. Happy Days, maybe.
It may have been a rerun. I don't think I.
Oh, there you go.
Live. Yeah.
I hear you. 1977, Suspiria. And that's a vibrant Italian horror favorite because remember in the 60s, later part of the 60s and the early 70s, or a lot of the 70s, they did a lot of Italian stuff. That's where the spaghetti Western came from because they were Italian backed. They were Italian finance.
Is that why they called it spaghetti
That's
Western?
Exactly right.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So remember the movie The Good, the Bad, the Ugly?
I do.
Clint Eastwood?
Okay. Yes, sir.
That's considered a spaghetti Western because some Italian guys did the financials for it.
Oh, okay. When we say Italian guys, are we talking about Italian guys?
I'm not talking about those guys.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, all right.
I'm talking about Italian directors, and I apologize.
I thought we were talking about the guys that, the mob, that owned Vegas back then.
Back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to remember in the 50s, the 40s and the 50s, when Vegas first took off, they were mob run. I don't think they are so much now. And maybe there's some still influence there. But a lot of guys, they'd run the house and they'd get caught cheating or counting cards. And look,
yeah,
cooking too much of our money, right?
Yeah,
and those guys would end up as lumps out in the friggin' desert.
Yeah, or inside that lake that just they find a bunch of canisters with
mm-hmm. And they have been
yeah.
And like I said, you know what? Those guys are like, hey, we don't play. We do not play.
Yeah.
And so pretty interesting stuff. And maybe we should do kind of a deep dive in the mob in the 60s and 70s. You never know. It's kind of interesting.
That would not be bad.
Be interesting. But anyhow, so the next movie I have is Mad Max. And I'm looking at that. Now, I know you've seen Mad Max.
Oh, yeah. I see him every day. There you go.
But Mad Max was in 1979.
The main character.
Come on.
He did The Passion recently, doing the other Passion. He was actually a young man when he did Mad Max originally from Down Under, right? Also, the Mel Gibson. He did the police movies too.
Now he's done a lot of that. And the funny thing about the Mad Max movie was that was when he first broke out.
Yeah.
And his accent was so thick that they actually had to dub his voice because nobody could understand what the heck he was saying.
Did they really? I did not know that.
Yeah. And yeah, so that was it was future times, very dystopian. It was one of those, it was such an interesting movie because, as we talk about the kind of stuff that's kind of going on now, there was a complete separation of people.
Yeah.
Do
you remember it was in the late 70s, early 80s, on your way to Vegas through the Tehachapi Pass, through Barstow, there used to be a collection of Mad Max vehicles in the desert park. Do you remember those?
I do, but that was forever ago.
Yeah, that had to have been what, 45 years ago. Oh, yeah,
easy. That's when all this was this color. All this. This wasn't even.
That's when all this was still up here.
But yeah, so interesting. And what's funny is that's kind of the way we're separating now. The separation of folks, good versus evil, bad versus good, the law versus the lawless, and even the lawless had their own laws. But it was, that is such an interesting movie to watch.
I love that movie. The Thunderdome, I guess, was the second one with Tina Turner.
That was the second one.
Yeah.
And that was with I think Tina Turner sang that.
Yeah. Beyond Thunderdome. And then I think the third one, they would they would spray silver paint in their mouth, and in the third movie they would do some weird thing, and they would spray silver paint in their mouth and do crazy stuff, and just nuts.
I think I kind of fell off after Thunderdome. Well, actually, I kind of fell off after Mad Max. So, but the next movie is called The Holy Mountain, and what's funny is these cult movies, they're all over the place. Now, if I'm thinking cult movies, I'm thinking something that has a huge following, right? Something that surely you can't be jesting. I never jest, and don't call me.
I'm not jesting.
That's a cult. That's a cult movie, right?
That's
cult
a cult classic. Yeah.
And so this other one is called The Holy Mountain, and like I said, I've never heard of some of these. And this was Alejandro Jodorowsky's esoteric, psychedelic, and visual spiritual journey. So in that whole 70s thing, people were kind of tripping.
Yeah, more ways than one.
They're finding a lot of different ways to go. There was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of dope out there. We had kind of changed. We were still coming home from Vietnam and going to Vietnam.
Yeah.
We had kind of changed from the 50s to where it was very nuclear. The early 60s was very nuclear.
Yeah.
And then we kind of got away from the nuclear family. We got away from the Leave It to Beavers. We got away from the Happy Days. We got away from the Ozzie and Harriets, and in the 70s, I think that we really kind of found out, I should say, our
psychedelic trip.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Exactly. The next one was, and I'm sure you've seen this, is Dawn of the Dead.
I remember that one. I went to go visit my brother Jaime in San Jose, and we seen that, and I remember not sleeping for It's a good 3 weeks, man. That kept me up at night.
And you know what's funny is that stuff. I'm not going to say it doesn't bother me now, because every once in a while there's a movie on where thankfully Mud Lover's with me there, and so I'm not watching it by myself. But you know, and the stuff that we've seen and the stuff that we investigate and that kind of stuff. But this kind of stuff was like, it's so hokey now.
Yeah.
But if you go back and watch some of this stuff, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, that kind of stuff, where they were actually, this is cutting edge stuff back then.
Do you want to know one of the things that I really trip out on with myself is we go on these paranormal investigations and we have contact and I've had a lot of contact with entities and spirits and whatnot throughout my lifetime. And as an older adult, the contact really doesn't scare me, but
right.
But yeah, some of these old goofball movies, it's all bad.
It is, and you know, it's funny. It's like I said, you know, you got to remember these movies back then. You know, they came with warnings. The Exorcist came with a warning.
With very good reason too. That was terrifying.
You know, and exactly, you know, and a couple of these movies came with warnings. It was like, hey, look, people have passed out, and that's The Cell, right? Yeah. That was The Cell back then. Are you kidding me? I heard somebody passed out in The Exorcist. You want to go? But dude, somebody passed out. Doesn't make a difference. The next one is called The Pink Flamingos. It was in 1972. It was shocking and boundary-pushing black comedy. I love dark comedy. I love that, you know, and when we talked to Susie, she has said that she loves the English comedy, that the Mr. Bean.
Yeah, I love that too.
You know, that kind of stuff. And I really, again, I'm kind of on the fence about that stuff. Some of it's funny, that dry comedy that they have.
Yeah.
Benny Hill it just doesn't land with me.
I liked it, but again, I'm a goofball myself of many different lands. So
exactly. The Warriors. This was in 1979. It was an action thriller. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, I remember that one. As a matter of fact, we were young, and the Cholo era, the gangster era, just came out, and I think a lot of the young enthusiastic gangbangers took all that stuff to heart.
Wasn't that the movie where those guys were their gang? They were dressed in baseball uniforms.
There was the baseball Phillies, and there was a bunch of different gangs, and they had to get across New York or something, something like that. And it was a neat movie, though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I never. Again, I think I saw about that much of it and was like, yeah. 1977, Eraserhead. It was a surreal and dark midnight movie masterpiece. Do you remember going to the midnight movie?
I do. I still remember sneaking in to see rated R movies, paying somebody to buy us the rated R tickets. Yeah.
We the only way my sister could go to a midnight movie was if I went with her. That was the only way my mom would let her go. Swan Song and friggin' all that silly
I think they switched the midnight movie to the matinees now.
I think so. Another one is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You know, I never seen that one.
See, I haven't. I've only seen, like I said, that much of it. It was very low budget. It was filmed on location, I want to say, in Texas. The guy, they called him, he wore a mask.
Buffalo Bill, right?
Huh?
Was it Buffalo Bill?
Was it, or Ed Gein? I can't remember. And it might have been Buffalo Bill, because I remember Buffalo Bill was the one that that he had all the skin, the human skin at his house, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
And he had a lamp and a chair made out of people and kind of.
I think he had a belt. He had all kinds of stuff. Very low budget slasher film. It did change horror. It really did. It was very interesting. And the number one 70s cult film was not only a movie that you watched, but a movie that you had to experience. Thank you. It was Ed Gwynn. Okay, very cool.
Which one
was
Ed
Rocky Horror. I thought it was Ed Gein. Anyway,
never heard of
the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So, my pumpkin girl knows. She'd be knowing.
That's right. The Rocky Horror Picture Show was not only a movie that you watched, but you experienced it.
Yes, and I believe, I don't know if you could say this on this live. It was our first transgender.
I think it was
person. I think it was that came out in it, wasn't it? Very good actor. He's played a lot of good movies.
Mm-hmm. And what's funny is it's so ridiculous and over the top. Yeah, that's what I always say, Sherry. Autocorrect. Right? And Rocky Horror Picture Show was, like I said, it wasn't just a movie that you watch, you experienced it.
Yeah.
The toast. It was just
dress up stupid, for the show.
Stupid stuff. And but from what I understood, you did not want to be one of the last people in there because the rumor was at home is they would make you stay there and clean it up. I don't know about that. But yeah. The last time I saw that movie, I want to say was the mid-90s. And they played it at a matinee back home. And gosh, it was I think it didn't start until like 11.
Oh wow.
And the line was down the street and these people were, and I thought it was funny as heck. I thought it was funny. So, and it's a silly movie. It's silly. So, but you know what?
I hate to say this, but I've never seen it.
Uh-oh.
I've seen some parts, like the commercials and stuff like that, but nope.
Well, the funny part about it is
I just heard her yelling from the back room, "Oh my God."
When Muddy and I first got together, there were certain movies that I made her watch. And I don't think I made her watch this one, but I made her watch Blazing Saddles, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because you got to watch Blazing Saddles.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what other movies did I make you watch, Muddy?
I had a few that I had Pumpkin Girl watch. One that I told her was a total love story when we were dating, and I had her come over and really sold her on this love story was Shrek. Technically, it was.
Yeah, you know what it was? It was. And that was a good get out of my swamp.
Don't get out of my swamp. I was saying that when we were in Vegas this weekend at 117, but
no.
Oh yeah, it was hot.
It was hot here. It was hot here. Plus, like I said, we're ringed with fires. There's so many fires.
We got to see, as a matter of fact, just in the last 2 weeks, Pumpkin Girl and I got to see 2 fires start. The ones that started over in Massacre Rocks.
Okay.
And then another one, we saw the lightning hit the mountain and get it started. And then another one just outside of Utah, where all the mountains are burning down over there. We saw that one starting up too. It's
I think
volatile season.
Utah's been on fire for a long time.
Yeah.
And I know that I know that they've not only the weather pattern up here is so weird. It's so bizarre because it'll be 105 and then it'll get all balmy outside, and then we'll have rain running so hard it's running up the doggone sidewalks.
Yeah.
And it'll just get out there and be upset. And then half hour, 45 minutes later, it's 110. You couldn't tell it was raining.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just so bizarre.
So you thinking we're going to get snow this winter?
I don't know. Well, from what I've heard from the locals, that the snow that we didn't get last year was atypical, right? It wasn't something that happened. But here in Pocatello, they don't get a lot of snow here specifically. They'll ring it, Idaho Falls,
right?
American Falls, Blackfoot. They'll get snow.
Rupert, Burley, yeah.
Yeah, Burley apparently gets a lot of snow. So you can have it. Keep it.
Yeah, we'll see. Keep it. We'll see what's going to happen. We'll see. Yeah. Do you remember the very first movie that you watched in the theater?
Let's see. Are we counting drive-in? Are we counting walk-in?
Any movie. The very first one. I remember drive-ins. Those were fun.
Yeah, drive-ins were fun. I think the very first drive-in movie we went with my brother was oh my gosh, the Gnome Mobile. GNOME, the Gnome Mobile. We went to the drive-in.
I don't even remember that movie.
Dude, that was back in the day. Yeah, I was just a pup, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But the first movie I ever saw on a walk-in was with my sister, because again, my sister wanted to go to the movie, and I was just like, okay, whatever. Was Saturday Night Fever.
Okay. Yeah.
We went to a very small theater, and she sold it because I think I was like, gosh, I don't know how old I was, but my sister was like, oh yeah, because I think there was a little bit, I can't even remember if there was nudity or something.
Yeah, it was rated R. It was rated R.
So yeah, there was something in there. So I can't remember.
I think it was in the bridge scene.
Walk-in.
What's that? In the bridge scene. I believe that there was a little bit of nudity that happened in a car. Pumpkin Girl's first movie was Romeo and Juliet at the Delano Theater.
Oh my!
In 1968, the year I was born.
Who remembers stuff like that? Well, clearly Pumpkin Girl does.
Yeah, I seen Rocky in Mexico in the theater, and everybody had a delay because it was in subtitles, except yours truly, because I knew how to, understand English, which was awesome. Yeah, that was the first movie I remember. And again, I remember the first one in the United States that I seen was Saturday Night Fever. And at the Delano Theater, as a matter of fact.
I think Mudlover says that she remembers Grease, but she doesn't know if that's the first one. That's just the first one she can remember.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to say Grease came out, excuse me. Grease came out in the 70s, I want to say. I can't remember.
Pumpkin Girl is a musical type of show watcher. I was never really too thrilled on musicals. I just, watching gangsters sit around and dance and talk about how cool they are and how they're gonna.
All you guys didn't do that. You gangsters didn't do that. You better shake up.
We didn't do dance offs and.
You guys didn't do dance offs? I thought that's what you guys did. I thought that when you guys were in the gangs that you guys would meet Friday nights and do dance offs. I didn't know.
Yeah, we were called the Thunderbirds.
The Songbirds?
The Songbirds. Oh man, that's funny. That's good
back
stuff.
in the day.
1978, that's what we talked about. My lover says.
78, yeah. She would know.
I was 10.
There you go. The Pantages. Wow.
Oh, that's fancy schmancy.
Yeah, apparently she's a baller.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Love musicals. Yeah, at the Pantages Theater.
There were certain movies that just did not appeal to me back then. There was I've always kind of liked that off, like The Blob or The Valley of the Giants.
Okay.
Or, that kind of stuff. Kind of the stupid stuff that we watch on Svengoolie. One of my favorite movies, my all-time favorite movie is The Wizard of Oz. That's the movie that's just it is just my favorite all-time movie.
Yeah, and I'm with you there.
Movie, The Fog.
Yeah,
I'm the one with Adrienne Barbeau in it.
I'm with you with the Wizard of Oz. I love it came out in black and white and then turned into color. That was just amazing. I had a lot of good memories to that movie.
Heck yeah. And what's funny is there's everybody knows that there's a lot of bad things that happen in there. There was just a lot of bad things that happened, unfortunately. But I mean the end result I thought was pretty cool. Yes. Oh heck yeah. Are you kidding me? We would pop corn.
Oh yeah.
We would pop corn and watch. Yes.
How about the Christmas movies that would come out once a year? Or Charlie Brown, the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I remember all the kids getting in front of the TV and just, the whole family would get around the TV to watch it every year. And those were some of the most beautiful memories we had growing up. Where it was just a family time and
you've already done your hunting in the Sears catalog, very well knowing that I wasn't going to get anything, but man, I loved a bunch of stuff in that Sears and JCPenney's catalog. Are you kidding me? Catalog, that was the best.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things. It's we have evolved into we had one big present that we would get, and then we'd get a bunch of little presents or whatever. But it was just a different time and a different place, but it was a special time. Christmas back then. Think about the movie A Christmas Story.
Christmas was huge. Yeah.
It was huge. Yeah. And it was just one of those things where, you stood in line, you made a list, and that was just the way it was. So
you go to the mall to see Santa. It was a special magical time. I remember one year. And I don't know if you circle it and you put your initials around what you wanted. I don't remember what year it was, but in McFarland, it snowed one winter. And that was the only time that it ever snowed in that town that I remember of in my 57 years of life. And I believe it was in the late 80s, early 90s. Magical time. All the kids were outside making snowmen, and yeah.
And you know what's funny is, we talk about this now. We talk about our worth now. Yeah.
1979. Yeah.
We talk about, it's one of those things. But it was such a special, Thanksgiving. Everybody came to the house, or we went to somebody else's house. It was just such a huge, huge family thing. Easter, we
our cousins
just,
from LA would come down, and our aunt from, we knew, everybody knew who their cousins were, and we would all hang out on holidays, and we, we are all family. We're all tied, really tight, even to this day. The cousins that we hung out with, we are tight as, thick as thieves. But you look at today's kids, and they don't know their cousins. A lot of them don't know family. Yeah. We've lost that family orientation.
Yeah. The dynamic. That dynamic.
There you go.
What's funny is I was the youngest of 5, and when we were kids, it was, it was the way it was. But when my mom passed away, that's when we all kind of separated. And it just was a different, it just was like, okay, whatever. I can't feel your pain on that one, Sherry, because I knew only my grandmother on my dad's side. And she wasn't a huge fan of my mom, but that's a whole different story. But they were all gone by the time I showed up.
Yeah, so. I met my grandfather on my dad's side once, and I remember my mom's mother. And typical Hispanic lady.
Hardcore, yeah.
No, very hardcore, raised really rough, really,
yeah. Well, and it's funny because, like I said, I'm not even sure about uncles, and I know I don't have any uncles. I know that all my uncles have passed. Cousins, I'm probably pretty sure they're close as well. What a downer! Jeez, what a downer! Let's talk about something funny and silly and stupid. Hey, thank you.
Oh, there we go. What are they called again? The capybara? No.
Quokka.
The quokka.
Thanks, Muddy. You're the best. You're the best, Muddy. So we were talking about some TV shows. Let's bring
TV
that up.
Shows, brother. Okay.
There, buddy.
Do you remember running home and turning on the TV, sitting there, and I remember never missing a show, man, and only because they didn't have reruns. It's not like if you missed it, you couldn't catch it anymore. It was. I remember watching Happy Days. Do you remember the Fonz?
Yo, yeah. Are you kidding me?
Pinky Tuscadero and Leaning and Squeaky.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that you say that because we were just watching it the other day, and it was a part where Richie was gone, and the daughter had grown up, and I think Chachi was there, and Chachi was there, and there was another guy,
American Bandstand,
and they really tried to push as hard as they could, and unfortunately at that time I think that they had kind of lost that love and feeling.
Okay. It was one of those reunions. Try to get it back. And it was during that time. It was that time era that it was a special thing. Because I remember running home and I remember when the Fonz jumped over a shark on his motorcycle.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yes, sir.
that was like
no, he didn't jump the shark. He jumped the shark on. He jumped the shark on the jet ski on the jet the jet boat was pulling him on the water skis.
There you go.
He jumped the trash cans on his motorcycle.
There you go. There you go. That's right. But do you remember they would hype it up for weeks? And I'm talking about it. That was like Super Bowl famous. You had everybody talking about it in school the next day. and how he wore his leather jacket, water skiing, and
yeah. Well, look at it this way. I mean, that was so approachable. You look at stuff like Laverne and Shirley. Again, silly, super over the top, silly stuff. And
the girl next door, relatable stuff.
Yeah, it kind of took your mind away from a lot of stuff like that. Yeah.
Evel Knievel.
And it's funny. You talk about Knievel. He actually, I think he jumped the Snake River.
Right here in Twin Falls. Do you see? Have you seen the ramp where he?
No.
It's still up. It's right before you get into Twin Falls. Right before the waterfall. Right.
Really, Shoshone?
Yeah. No. Yeah, the Shoshone Falls. Right before that, just around the corner, you'll see the ramp that they had. It's still up Dirt Mountain.
That's funny.
I had to go over there to watch
it. Did you know that the Shoshone Falls is as tall as they call that and I didn't know this, Niagara Falls of America, and it's as tall. They said at one time it was as tall as the actual Niagara Falls.
Really?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right.
I always thought Niagara Falls was huge, man.
I thought it was too, but that's just what I've heard. That's what I've heard. It was the Niagara Falls of Idaho or something like that. Check it out.
How about?
Yeah, what's funny is we've talking about there were certain things you ran home to do, but growing up watching SWAT and Emergency and that kind of stuff, you always knew when that was coming on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That Mudlover and I were talking about that the other day. It was like 8 o'clock.
We would run our days
with Happy News.
Yeah, we would run our days by the show times. We had to get home by this time because that show was going to come on, and dinner had to be ready before this show because Mom had that to watch, and
exactly. And that's just the way it was, and we lived our life, and it was a lot simpler because we lived our life a whole different way than we do now. It was, we had certain TV shows that we had to watch. Oh my gosh, we have to be home by this time.
Yeah.
It was like Sherry was saying, you had to hurry home to watch this and to watch that.
Even if we only had 3 channels, we had stuff to watch.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, if you stayed home from school, The Price is Right. Oh, yeah. The Young and the Restless.
Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone came on from noon to 1, and it was 12:30, and when I stayed home from school, that's what I watched. The Price is Right, whatever, that kind of
Price
stuff.
Is Right.
But it was on Channel 5 KTLA, and it was I watched that.
Do you remember? I've got a TV show that came out in the 70s. Okay. He was an astronaut. His rocket ship crashed. He was a man, barely alive.
Could you rebuild
him.
Yes. Steve Austin.
Yes,
the
yes.
$6 million
$6
man.
million man. And I remember the episode was so awesome, and it was running so long that they ended up bringing a Sasquatch in it, or what was it? The Bigfoot.
A Bigfoot, and that Bigfoot
was bionic too.
There was a ride at Universal Studios.
Yeah, they still do that.
And that just messes my whole gig up. But that's where they showed that. Now, when he had that girlfriend,
the bionic woman.
There you go, Lindsay Wagner, right?
And then the bionic dog.
When there was one where they did a crossover, and they were at a lake, and that was Lake Casitas up where I'm from. My dad actually helped build that dam.
Really?
It was one of those work programs, and they built this dam, and my dad actually went to work for the water district after they got all that stuff dialed in.
That is so cool.
But that was where that they filmed that. There was a lot of shows that were filmed in where I'm from. But in 1984, the lake that's where we had the rowing Olympics.
Okay.
And so that was really, really cool. That was really cool to be awesome. Place.
How about this? I got another one. Now, in today, I seen an ad for the male version of this show that was made in the 70s. It was Lindsay Wagner, I believe. Was it Lindsay Wagner? No. Linda. Who played Wonder Woman?
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter. Did you know? Okay, I totally gave it away, but whatever. Did you know that Disney is making a Wonder Man show? Yeah, I kind of felt the same way. They should have just made Wonder Bread, but whatever.
I like Wonder Bread.
I like Wonder Bread. I don't know about Wonder Man, but again, it kind of fits today's society. I mean,
right?
Not saying anything without saying a lot. You kind of wonder, man. You just wonder, man.
Remember the last movie that they made about Captain America was a female.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's funny is because me and Muddy talk about this all the time. Why don't they come up with something new instead of reinventing the wheel?
Yeah.
There's been some great, and I'm sure that there's other great movies that could be out there, but it's a matter of them, not, let's reinvent the wheel.
The classics, man. Quit messing up the classics.
Exactly.
There's
things that I'd like to see in color. Like, remember Ted Turner? He colorized a bunch of movies, and he got in a lot of trouble for it. He got a lot of hate for that.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
Because people are so used to seeing that, and and some of the older shows that me and Muddy watch, I love to watch Leave It to Beaver. Grew up watching Leave It to Beaver. And I'd like to see what color. I think that'd be kind of cool,
Yeah. Yeah. Or I Love Lucy. Being able to see her red hair. I think that was one of the shows that they made in color, right?
Yeah, they did. They did make that in color. Then she had a lot of spinoffs. The Lucy Show.
Oh yeah.
She at once, but apparently I was watching something. Mudlover and I were watching something about her, and she was a hard charger.
Really?
Yeah, she did not put up with shenanigans, tomfoolery, and it was one of those things where it looked like she was funny, but they said she was very professional in what she did.
That's awesome.
That was, again, somebody that took their craft to a point where it was like she was very professional about what she did.
Wow. You know who I would love to have seen live? Because the live shows, they used to do that. You could hear the studio audience. I would have loved to be on the Jeffersons to watch him in doing his craft, doing his art, because the Jeffersons was an amazing show. I loved the comedy, it was on edge. Did you see the one where Archie Bunker came out on the Jeffersons? And they couldn't do that today.
No, heck no.
But it just went to show that it meshed well. I thought they played it very well. Looking at it today and through today's standards, they say some really rough words, but they're rough in today's standards. In them standards, man, that was just.
And they could not. So again, the kind of stuff that I grew up watching was SWAT, the original SWAT, Emergency.
Oh yeah, I love that show.
But all those guys did was they responded to accidents, and they had some hijinks going on every once in a while.
Yeah.
But you could not do that today because there's got to be a love interest somewhere.
Yeah.
There's got to be, some alternative lifestyle person going. And it's too bad. The Mod Squad.
Yeah.
There you go. You could not make the Mod Squad today because of the stuff that was done.
Because they were
Chico and the Man.
all male and all, yeah. Sanford and Son. Sanford and Son. That was another one.
No, you could not. No.
Absolutely. And then for the words of Rob Reidner, a lughead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could not, and you couldn't do that. You couldn't call somebody meathead. You could not say, "Hey, stifle yourself." You couldn't do that because that's very demeaning. Yeah, the Jeffersons again, and that's the thing. It's funny because people have taken it.
Even by today's standards on the internet, we cannot say a lot of the words that they said on that show. That how George Jefferson would describe his neighbor, who that mixed couple. I mean, we can't say it. We'd be.
And that's unfortunate because you're gonna, we're always gonna upset somebody. Somebody's gonna take offense to what we say, even as we're joking. It was hilarious. Even as we're joking right now, and you say something, somebody's gonna get hurt. Yeah. Somebody's gonna have just a horrible day after what we said or what we alluded to, and it's like, man, life is so serious. Right now,
what?
We need to let stupid shit go.
Life is too short to be so serious.
Heck yeah,
all the time. Sometimes you just gotta laugh, man.
Oh heck yeah, you can. I can't. No, I have to. In my line of work, I deal with a lot of knuckleheads. I really do, and it's one of those things where. Even in law enforcement, you got to take that step back. You've got to disconnect. You've got to disengage from that kind of stuff. Because even if you come up on something and, you have two parties that are doing something stupid, I could not take any of that offensively because it's not to me. Exactly. I'm in that situation.
Exactly. And even being in a situation where it is directed towards you. I mean, there's such a thing as emotional intelligence where sometimes you just got to accept where it's coming from and be like, cool, that's your opinion of me. And I've been thought of worse by better. So
exactly. And, like I watch some of this stuff where somebody videos cop interaction and that kind of stuff. And the cops get all stupid.
Ego. Yeah.
And I'm like, bro,
a lot of ego.
It's very difficult, and people might say, well, you've never been. Yes, I have. And yes, you have. Yeah. And it's one of those things where you have to take that step back.
Yeah.
We live in such a society now that we have friggin' flock cameras that know exactly who we are.
Oh yeah.
You know, we have photo identification. Do you think that this big old mug would go to like Albertsons or Fred Meyer or whatever? And you don't think that the FBI knows who this big old melon head is? I'll guarantee you they do.
Absolutely.
You know?
So,
and it's just that's the society that we live in now, man. It's just the way it is, unfortunately, or fortunately, one of the two.
Fortunately, unfortunately, it's just the sign of the times. But
yeah,
what I wanted to bring up is the Magic Valley Paranormal team will be having an investigation this month. I believe it is on the 14th.
I think it is.
Yeah, I believe it is on the 14th at 7 p.m. We will be going live on Facebook, maybe going live on YouTube as well, depending if we can get more creative and more technical savvy.
Yeah.
So that you guys can join us and be part of our investigation. I know that me and Pumpkin Girl went out there, and we went to Striker Ranch. We went to the cemetery, and just like when we investigated was it Minidoka School?
Yes.
I lit up like a Christmas tree at the cemetery.
Yeah, you did.
They came up, and it was immediate contact as soon as I stepped on the grounds. We made promises that we were going to take some flowers for the graves when we go out and then do an investigation. I know I left some water on the headstones because they asked for something. And
Mudlover's saying the 15th.
Oh, the 15th. Yes,
15th. And I think that's that Friday.
Thank you, Muddy. Yeah, on the 15th, we will be doing that investigation. I'm looking forward to it. They have an underground room that you can go underneath there. And I believe with Susie on board and Muddy and Pumpkin Girl and all of us there, we're going to be able to get some good contact, man. It is a very active place.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting. I'm really excited to do it. Glad that we're going to be able to go do it. And I'm glad that we're going to be able to go live. I hope that, when we do that, it will be the 15th. So keep your eyes peeled and your ears open.
And I apologize that if we're on a little late. I know that I get really excited when we're on site, and I tend to forget about the live and get pulled in many different directions. Exactly. Hopefully, I'll be reminded that do your job, David.
Exactly. No, I feel you. I think that we're going to have a good time. I think that I hope that we do see something. And again, anybody that's watching this, if you're able to watch us the 15th, look in the background. Look at the stuff that we don't see and point that out to us.
Yeah.
We're going to have, like I said, we're going to have Muddy's going to be there. Doc's going to be there. Susie, our secret weapon's going to be there. Pumpkin Girl's going to be there. So we're going to be glowing. Lizette's going to be there. We're going to be glowing in the middle of the night. So, and it's going to be dark.
And underground.
Yeah. I got the chicken skin right now.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Azalea will be there. I'm hoping that our new member, Callie, will be there as well. She hasn't responded yet. But I'll be taking Max and Kim's shirts and Susie's shirts to location.
Hell yeah!
So we'll be set up, brother.
Looking forward to it. Hey man, we're at that time.
Oh time. I wanted to shout out to my brother Jaime. Got neck surgery a couple of days ago. He's healing up. Shout out, prayers. Hopefully you heal soon. Shout out to come on, David, pick it up. Lost it.
That's okay. I mean, does that mean he's going to be another 2 inches taller, or what? How's that going to work? I got a banging behind me a little bit. But yeah, take us home, brother. Take us home.
So remember, you don't know what the person next to you is going through. Treat people with kindness. Treat people with love. Remember, show them the world that you want to live in by being that yourself. Better said by Michael Jackson, but
that's right. That is right. Hey, all I got to add to that is be good humans.
Amen.
You know, crazy times that we're going through right now. So. Yes.